Surface area of a cylinder. There are two formulas. There's lateral, just like yesterday. Lateral, and then there's total. But on a cylinder, my lateral area isn't multiple faces. It's that one rectangle that goes around the circle. Okay? So my lateral formula is that S equals 2 pi r h, and total is S equals 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. Now, cool part, you don't have to remember this. In fact, I don't want you to remember this. I want you to copy it off of your formula chart, because it is on your formula chart. So if I had a cylinder, to draw a cylinder, you kind of draw a squished circle so it looks like an oval. So if you draw an oval, and then you go down, you draw another oval, and you connect the edges of the ovals, you have a cylinder. There you go. Cylinder. Let's say, well, if we look at our formula closely, 2 pi r, what is that the formula for? Does anybody remember? What about the circle? 2 pi r, circumference. This is the circumference formula. And remember that circumference was the distance around the circle, which means it's the length of the rectangle. Height is the height of the rectangle. So from here to here, the distance between your bases, that is h, height. So this tells me the area of the rectangle that wraps around the circle. This one includes 2 pi r squared. What is 2 pi r squared? Or what's pi r squared? What formula is that? Area of a circle. And why the 2? Because there's 2 circles, yeah. Because there's 1, 2 circles. So we got to double it. Now, radius is from the middle to the outside edge. If we said the radius for this circle was 3, and the height was 5, that's all you need to solve this problem, which is kind of cool. You only need those 2 numbers. So, step 1, copy the formula. And I am very serious. I'm going to start counting questions on your test wrong if you don't copy your formula down. Just because it's a really dumb way to miss a question because you don't do the formula. Especially for this, because there's just really no other way to do it. So for this one, if I want lateral and total, also remember, look, this is lateral area. So you don't have to do 2 formulas. You can do 1. This part is lateral. Add it to this, and that's total. So this is lateral area. And this is the bases. So this formula is really all you need. So I'm going to copy my formula down, and I'm going to give it lots of space. S equals 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. Copy the formula. Now, step 2, because I don't really, like when we did prisms, you had to find the perimeter, you had to find area, and we plugged things in. You don't have to do that here because everything I need is done. So we just need to plug in numbers. So 2 stays 2. Pi is 3.14. Radius is how much? 3. And the height is how much? 5. That is lateral area. Plus, different color, because this is total, or this is the basis, plus 2 stays the same. Pi is 3.14. And radius is how much? 3. And that's squared, which is not times 2. My next step is to solve. Step 3, I solve. Now, the commutative property of multiplication, which you learned in 6th grade, I can multiply these in whatever order I want to. To make it easy on me, I'm not going to multiply by 3.14 first, because then I have to multiply everything else by a decimal. So for me, 2 times 3 is, and then 6 times 5 is, so that's 30 times 3.14. And then over here, same idea. First I have to do 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. You got to do that first. Then 2 times 9. So I have to do 18 times 3.14. And I'm adding these together. So, I lost track. 30 times 3.14, just to save you the time, it's 94.2. And then 18 times 3.14 is 56.52. 0.52. And then my last thing, I have to add those together, and I get 150.72. That is the surface area of that cylinder.
Wait, where did the other number come from?
Which one? I worked these two things out separately and then added them together. Oh, and this number right here, 94.2, that's lateral. Lateral area is 94.2. Total is 150. So if the question is asking for one or the other, that's what you do.